Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Good to Game Radio. I'm here tonight with just Vance. Hami's on babysitting duty. So, we're going to take the opportunity to dive into some Call of Duty talk tonight. 1 week. That's what? It came out on the 25th? Black Ops 6?
25th, yep.
Yep.
Came
Oh,
out on
before we get into
Friday.
that, Vance, how's it going?
You don't even want to know. I had to work today. Now, let's just say,
What?
yeah, for the people to know, we had some people not show up, so I had to go to the gates, which is fine. Fine, I don't care. It's fine. But when I'm working both ends of the plane, nah. But yeah, so matter of fact, we're gonna talk about
It
that.
must have been an originator.
Two of them, two of them with the same crew. Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, yes. So we're gonna. That's gonna fit into our episode a little later on. But I'll tell you about my day. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's like they broke the emergency glass, right? Get Vance.
Man, that's just how it was. Like, oh, hey man, we need you to slide in here. I'm like, yeah, that was tough. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. You know. So how you been doing?
Won't you? No, been all right. I mean, I've been sick. Last in the last week was a little sick. I couldn't talk really. I was having a hard time. My throat was all sore and I was in pain. But you know, I suffered through it and went to the doctor and they're like, "Yeah, we can't. There's nothing really we can do for you." So
Mm,
like they couldn't figure out what it was. So it was probably
dang. Right,
COVID.
right. Chalk
Some
it
new
up.
version of COVID or something.
Right, right.
But I told my wife, I don't think I'm 98% today, right? So it's just like, well, I still feel a little something there, but I'm good now. Um, they put me off of any games last week since I
Mm,
was just too miserable to play anything. But
yeah.
came back yesterday, started playing some Dragon Age, and got a little bit into that, and 'cause I was wanting to get back into some Call of Duty today, never got around to it, but we're here tonight to talk about the Black Ops 6 release, that happened on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've had the game for 9 days now. And just kind of give our initial impressions of this first week or so that we've had the game. I've played a lot of zombies, uh, played my fair share of the regular multiplayer, not hardcore like yourself, but the regular multiplayer. Uh, been through most of the maps, I think, and have a good opinion on most of those that I've played.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get into some of that tonight.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, since we're talking
so are
about
you playing Black Ops 6 on PlayStation?
PlayStation 5, absolutely, absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm on Xbox. I have not dropped any pennies on the Black Ops yet. I'm still like trying to figure out if I want to or not.
I got you.
But
I got
if I do, obviously I'll go PlayStation. But right now I'm using the Game Pass, and I don't know. It feels like I feel dirty for doing it for some reason. I don't know why.
you. Hey,
It's like
hey.
it's like
Yeah, you know you
oh,
got
I'm a
you got to get how
cheapo.
you live. Hey, be a cheapo because these companies are being a cheapo.
Right?
Yeah.
I bought Silent Hill 2. A couple weeks ago. I bought Dragon Age. I'm good solid disc. Dropping the full 70 on both of those, and I think, well, maybe I can get away with not buying the COD until I get a good impression. So
Absolutely.
I'm still working through that impression, but
Mm-hmm.
I think I have enough now to know whether or not I'm actually going to buy the game or not. I'm probably leaning to no,
Right. Right.
just because it's like I don't know. I mean, I've liked it, but it's not. I've not to that point where it's like I'm going to buy it. So
Right.
that's just
And
where
it,
I'm standing.
because I mean, like, I think if I was in your situation, it was like it would have to be a really good deal on Black Friday for me to purchase it. I mean, I purchased it, like off the gate because, JQ, she loves, you know, Call of Duty. I do myself, so we already knew we were going to get it. And Call of Duty to me is one of the games where it's like, you're either just a fan of the first person shooting because if you don't get Call of Duty, then what else is out there? Like you're going to indulge in because like Battlefield just like what's that
Right.
2042? Like it just so it's like
Yeah, there's not a real like good alternative like you used to have with Battlefield.
right,
Um, that doesn't exist now. Really, you have these like a team. What do you call them? These Overwatch clones and
yeah,
stuff like that. Those are really your only options. But we've talked about the Marvel Revive game that's going to be dropping in December. And that's what Jaime is really interested in playing,
yeah,
and I'm actually very interested in playing that too. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah,
Uh, it's not a in the same ballpark as like just a Call of Duty game where you're going around with you know modern weapons, and stuff like that, and just using them in a war setting. So
right,
you don't have good options for that. So
yeah. Because I mean, like, like, so speaking of two, like, this is the first week of Black Ops. Now, do you feel like if you're a seasoned Call of Duty player, do you feel like you should, even though new maps, new guns, or whatever, do you feel like that's an excuse for you to come out and be garbage? Like, just, I mean, god off. I'm not talking about like you going 10 and 11, 12 and 13. I'm like somebody going like 8 and 22, 9 and 17. How do you feel about that? Like, coming from like seasoned Call of Duty players.
as a seasoned Call of Duty player, so when I came into Black Ops 6, I'm playing on Xbox. And I don't play on Xbox, I always play on PlayStation. I like the way the controller feels better on PlayStation. So already coming into it, I was already like, oh man, this is going to suck because I'm not used to the Xbox controller anymore. I mean, it's been 20 years since I was, last played significantly on the Xbox, with shooters and stuff like that. So I started on Xbox, but transitioned to PlayStation. I didn't have a great start on Xbox. You know the story. I went like the very first game, like didn't kill anybody. People were laughing at me like, man, there's things called triggers on the bottom of your controller, right? Um, so
Yeah, right.
coming back to that Xbox controller, I'm already kind of apprehensive coming into the game, thinking, okay, how much adjustment am I going to need to make? How different is it going to be for? I mean, it's been probably 8 months since I've played Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. So a level of rust is set in. I'm playing on a different system with a controller that I'm not comfortable with, um, and there's new maps, which I have no familiarity with at all. So, which everybody's going to be in that same boat. So that's not an excuse for that. But um, I was pleasantly surprised with my own self. First two matches, number one in the lobby, 28 kills, like 5 deaths.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I haven't lost it,
Right.
you know. So the first night or two, I was having a good time because I was really relying on. It did take me a little bit to kind of get back into my movement. Like everybody's kind of has their movement style, right? So it's
Right.
like how to work like the corners of the map.
Right.
Like Yeah, and what the type of player you are, right? Are you a guy that is more comfortable kind of sitting back and using a sniper rifle or something like that, versus are you more comfortable being super aggressive, you know, and charging around the map with some machine guns, or you're kind of somewhere in between? I'm more in between, and I typically will work like I'm not super aggressive, but I'm aggressive, and um, when I'm playing bad, I'm overly aggressive,
Right.
and I'm going into areas that I'm just giving myself up to get killed. When I'm playing good, I'm usually working like quadrants of the map, right? Like, and just doing like figure eights through, you know, a quadrant, and then working back around, and just doing a lot of flanking and that type of stuff. So, um, even though I wasn't in my best movement in those first couple of games, I still had a good feel, even for where to keep my eyes
Right.
up, in the doors and windows or whatever. And it depended on the map. Like, some maps were a lot cleaner in that regard, versus I can't even remember what the one map is. Let me pull up the map list. There was one map the second day I played. There was a couple of maps that were just garbage. Because the first day I played a lot on Skyline, which
Okay.
is the rooftop
Right.
penthouse
Right.
that has a swimming pool. I liked that map. It was pretty, not not a huge map, and there's not a lot of like crazy angles happening and stuff like that. But
Right. Because on that map, it's like everybody that plays like the hallway, the poolside, and the kitchen. Like those are like the
right, the kitchen, yeah,
yeah.
I liked working the kitchen, um, and kind of sliding through there, using flashbangs and stuff, because the route people are going to take. It's
Right.
you can usually take advantage of using those tactical grenades and stuff like that to get the drop on them. And for some reason, I cannot see the name of the map. I'm looking at this website that has all the Call of Duty maps on Black Ops 6, and for some reason it's not listed. Maybe it's Lowtown. It's probably Lowtown, because that is the one with like the water canals and stuff,
Right. With
lots of
the
little boats and
yeah,
stuff.
little boats and stuff.
That
Yeah.
is, yeah, that map is trash.
It is trash. You know what? That map is trash, but that map I went 22-1 on that map. I went twenty
Yeah,
two
but
and
yeah,
one.
if I mean, I can see it's like anything else. It's like once you've discovered, how the map is working and stuff,
Right.
you know, that makes a big difference. And you're playing against people like myself, who's first coming on the map, and
Right.
it is just off. I mean, it's too much clutter. Um, it's got different elevations that you can get to, and it's just there would be people sitting in the room, and I couldn't even see them because there's so much just junk in the room. I can't stand maps with that much clutter. And they're going for the ultra realistic look or whatever. Yeah, no, it's just I'm half blind anyway, so I'm in a serious disadvantage when it comes to maps that are super cluttered.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. See, it's like it's funny because on that map particularly, when I went 22-1, one the only reason why I died because I ran out of bullets. But when I first played hardcore, I'm super camper. Like we talking tents, RV, marshmallows in the fire. Like I'm not going nowhere. Like because like you said, don't know the maps. I'm inching my way, seeing what's going on, seeing how everybody's running, and then once I get familiarized with the map, now we're gonna go run a gun. But if I'm playing with randoms, then I'll super hold that spawn because randoms is not a lot of talking, if any. And so when you push so far, the spawn flips. Well, people don't have the sense of, if I'm looking around and I see 5 blue dots over here, then I'm pretty sure the other team's behind me. Or now I'm in a situation where now I'm in their spawn and I have to at least take out one. Like at least one. Like we go kill fine. But a lot of times it's like you said, like people just knew running gunning, and I'm just like look, you know how to point, you know how to shoot. So just to give you like a base. So we were all playing, mind you, six of us. We came from 2K. Hey, everybody want to hop on COD? Let's go on COD. JQ had to, she stepped away to go cook. So I called my youngest. He's 11. Mind you, he's played the beta, maybe like two maps. But,
Yeah.
he's played Call of Duty since, Modern Warfare 2, like the old one. He's probably been playing Call of Duty since he's like 5, you know. And we're talking online multiplayer. I said, hey, Josiah, come up, come get the sticks for your mom. The whole time he was playing, he was least in the top 3 at 11 years old, never playing these maps.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, but now I'm playing with people that are grown who going 8 and 22, 9 and 17. Like, I think one dude combined, he probably went 8 for 40 combined in like 3 maps. And I'm like,
Yeah.
my son is 11. Never seen these maps before, but he understands Call of Duty. Hey, we go so far, spawn flip, go so far, spawn flip, and he's moving now. I will say the people that are moving have the greater advantage than people that are camping. Because if you're camping and you're hard scoping, so when that person slides by, it's hard for you to, like catch them on the slide and shoot them.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
go into a hip
And they're
fire.
coming.
Right, and they're coming.
If they're working the whole map, they're coming.
They're coming. Right,
So
right. So yeah. So I'm just like, you know, man, definitely having a lot of fun with it, but at the same time, yeah, it's like the maps, hardcore. Like we only really rotate about 6 to 7 maps, So like the map rotation kind of gets like you get used to it. I'm not bored of it yet because the thing that changes the map is how the team plays. How the opposing team plays you. So
right.
you might have some snipers that's really sniper. Like we played on the map with the big satellite like in the middle. Um,
Yes, that is the Scud map.
Scud map,
Um,
yes.
yeah, I really like that map. Um, yeah, because it's got a portion where you can work your way through the building and stay fairly safe from the snipers that are up on the platform where the um, satellite is.
Yeah.
And but like you can get up behind them if somebody's up there. You can get up behind the person that camps up there or whatever. It's a good map. I like that map. I had a really good game on that map, um, where it was just like these guys were trying to push, uh, and I was just tearing them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I had the 3 round burst. I can't remember which weapon it was. It was a 3 round burst, and every time there would be little areas where they would be in the open as they were moving toward the building, one of the buildings, and yeah, that weapon just tear them up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like it's so because that map, like you said, like you have the satellite, like that platform. Do you have underneath it, and then you have like that building to the right, and like all the buildings over there, and people are like running. And then you have like the one or two individuals that are playing like the open side, but it's like I notice a lot of people that play the open side. It's a lot of like I feel like this Call of Duty, there's a lot of head glitching. Like there's a lot of like somebody shooting you, and it's like you kind of have a general idea where they're at, but it's like
yeah,
you don't really know where they're at. You got to go over there, and keep peeking and head ducking, just to see if you can get a pop
yeah,
shot off. You're like, oh, okay, I
yeah.
see.
Well, the thing about that map, that Scud map, is that platform that's right beneath the lower lip of the satellite dish. I mean, everybody wants to get up there because they think, I mean, because it feels like a natural just sniping spot, right?
Right,
Um, but everybody wants to get up there, so it's like it if you don't get up there, but you have the spot like kind of locked in, man, you can just rack up a bunch of kills because I mean it's just a constant feed of people just trying to get up there. Either one, get up there and snipe, or two, people are trying to get up there to clear out the sniper.
Right.
So it's just like a really hot zone.
Right.
And so yeah, if you can just keep your head low in and around that area, and you can really rack up some good kills.
Yeah. And then it's like there's no matter how many times I say, hey, you know, that the satellite, the big hole in the satellite, big hole in the satellite, it's like people is just going around. Like you said, I'm looking in this, you know, little head sticking out the hole, you know, with a little glint. And then because there's some scopes that they have like the glint, but they're not. You know, people aren't sniping. They're just like, you know, that's just type of scope they use or whatever like that.
Right, yeah.
But it's yeah, it's definitely fun to like to watch. You know, people like, you know, no matter what mode you're in, everybody wants, like you said, everybody wants to get that platform. They feel like if they
Yeah.
control that platform and they control a lot of the high vantage points, is like, you know, and I'm just like, yo, like everybody, and you know, I'll go into the lobby, and you know, the countdown say, hey, everybody's gonna be at the satellite. Just so you know, everybody's gonna be at the satellite, and sure enough, everybody's at the satellite. It's like, I don't know, like I'm speaking
Yeah.
a different
It's
language,
yeah.
you know.
You just one of those. It's one of those maps where it's like, okay, I'm gonna throw this random grenade, and there's a high probability I'm gonna kill somebody with this randomly thrown grenade because everybody is just going to the same spot.
Right, and then people are like, man, I don't know how I keep getting hit by these grenades because you're running the same line that everybody's running. Like you said, like it, you know, like it's like the one map that's super small. I want to say, yeah, it's like a square, and it looks like some ruins, you know, but it's like
That is Babylon.
Babylon. Yeah,
It's got the
like
big, yeah. It's got the square courtyard that's elevated,
right, and I'm
and
like,
then each corner has like the two back corners have like elevated uh, platforms that are opposite each other.
right. Yeah, I'm like, you know, everybody's throwing grenades in the middle. As soon as the game starts, you just see, like, I'm running to the
Yeah,
left or the right because if I run straight, I'm gonna get
I
hit.
like to the people that just charge straight up and try to cut through. It's like you're just a sacrifice, man. One, everybody's throwing their grenade
Right,
up there to start the game, and then if like even if you do catch somebody that's still sitting in the spawn,
right,
like you're dying like in a second,
right.
like because you're just up there in the middle, and like
Man, speaking of sacrifices, have you been held hostage yet?
I have not been held hostage, but I've held people hostage
Okay,
two
okay.
separate times. But I only did it by accident because I was doing the whole I'm gonna sneak up on you and do like the finishing move
Right,
behind you, and then it went into the whole animation, and I'm
right,
like, oh crap, how do you kill this
right,
guy?
right. And I'm walking around with him with the, you know, with it to the head. I'm like, ew. And they probably
I,
calling
I
it up.
really don't even understand why that is in the game.
Say, right.
Like, who? I'm like, why? I just wanted to kill the guy. I don't want to drag him around with me. Like,
Right,
come on.
right,
And I ended up dying because, like, okay, I can't remember how to just kill this dude.
right. I'm holding him hostage. Like, what? Oh man, that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember the first time they happened to me. I'm like, what is she doing to me? Like, somebody come get her off me.
right.
She's holding me
Yeah,
hostage. Hell,
yeah.
but yeah,
That kind of goes in line with some of like the new movement stuff they introduced in this game. So you have you know, just the strafing right, strafing left,
yeah,
which is cool. But it's like I don't actually remember at any time in the game that I actually used it.
right,
Uh, and then there's the retreating backwards. Now I could see myself using this if I actually remembered that I could do it.
hmm,
Um, and but it's like they heavily promoted the movement system.
right,
Like diving and then laying on your back and being able to 360 shoot from your back laying on the ground makes sense. I think I've maybe done that one time to no success.
yeah.
Um,
See, I'm a professional. I'm a professional laying on my stomach. So yeah, so it's nice where now I don't have to, do like the slow man crawl around, whatever like that. I can actually, look down my feet, hit a couple shots, turn back around, because the one dude he was chasing me and I jumped out and I did the animation where I'm falling back out the window and I land on my back and I'm looking up and sure enough he come chase me. Da-da. I said, ooh, I like that. I like that. Like the you chasing me. Like yeah,
Right? Yeah, it's just one of those things. If you actually take the time to practice it,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure at some point it's like you're going to dominate because of it. But like right now, I haven't actually ran into people using it a whole lot.
right,
Um, Everybody just uses traditional, sliding around corners and you know
right,
that sort of stuff. I like just traditional movements.
yeah.
Um, let's talk about the maps again. Let's swing through the maps here. Um, so there are. Let me see. It looks like there's 12 maps,
Okay.
right? So let's go over some of the ones that we haven't talked about and see what you think about them. So I think the very first map I ended up playing was Derelict, and that's the one with the it's kind of like the train graveyard
Okay.
where you had all the abandoned rail cars and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, I like that map.
Yeah.
It reminds me actually. It reminds me of the Modern Warfare map where you're going through the checkpoint at the Mexican border, but instead of cars, you have train cars.
Mm.
Um,
Mm. Right. That's interesting.
but
Right.
I like this a lot better. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of the border crossing map,
Mm.
but this one I like a lot. Um, just it's narrow, um, but you can get up into the cars. There's some elevated. There's a building you can get up on the second floor. It's not great for sniping. I don't think. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't do a lot of sniping,
Right.
um, but it is good for just kind of like running and gunning because you can cut through all the gaps and stuff between the trains.
Right. Yeah, because I think this. I think yeah. I think that map is what the border crossing should have been because the border crossing like probably was made by somebody who was a traditional like Call of Duty like developer because like you had your three lanes like they always have. You had
Right.
like the side with like the offices and stuff, and then you had like the little like almost like tunnel side. And then you had like the main way with the cars. But this one, like there's a lot of angles like you can shoot from and you can get shot from. So, cause I
Yeah.
know like on the if you spawn and like the middle lane is on your right, then it's like you kind of like that little cavern. Everybody runs through the cavern. Everybody runs through the back way of like the opposite side of the spawn. So it's definitely like a lot, like you said, like a lot of different angles and elevations that you can get hit from.
Right. Yeah. In that map, there's like a large rock that with a circular path around it on the one side,
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's kind of like a contested spot. Like there's going to be two people
At,
sitting on the opposite side of that curvature around that rock,
at least.
and there's going to be one person. If you go around that curvature runs into kind of like a four-way crossing where there's like a rail car that's kind of the remains of a rail car, a
Right.
passenger car,
Right.
and then there's like a wall and like an elevated platform.
Right.
It's kind of like a choke point. It's like that's where all the heavy fighting is. So you just throw you a couple of random grenades up in there.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're using your tactical grenades when you're coming if you're going to go charging through that area. But yeah, that's a heavy contested area. Um, but like you said, there you can shoot across the map diagonally across the map. Uh, yeah, especially if you're up in the one building that lets you get up on the second floor. Um, so I like that map. So I'm always down for playing that map when it pops up in in your
Right.
rotation.
Rotation, right.
Um, so we talked about Low Town, which is the one with the Navy. I mean, not the Navy, but the canals and stuff. That's awful. Man,
Yeah.
I'm never voting for that map.
Yeah. The only thing I kind of like about that map is that you can take the waterway throughout the whole map. Like if you swim it
Yeah, you
right,
can go. You can swim underneath.
yeah, you can swim underneath. But that's and that and I feel like that's good for because since they kind of changed their spawn system, it's a lot harder to spawn trap somebody. But on that board, it's relatively easy to get out as long as you can hit the water. You can hit the water, then like you said, you can swim. Hold off, let some more people spawn with you. Then it changes things. But I mean, yeah, I mean, so like in Low Town, it's this part where it's like this little. It looks like a little store or whatever like that, but it's like three ways in, but it also has a spot where you can go into the water. So I'll sit like underwater, like by the ladder, and I'll watch people run by. And if somebody stops,
Yeah,
you know. but below town is just it's a whole lot of shenanigans on that map. It's it's too complex to be that small of a map. You know, I'm just
yeah.
like you get hit from anywhere on that map. Man, hardcore.
Well, you're caught if you're trying to move through the map and not utilize the water or whatever. You're going through a lot of buildings, and you know what happens when you go from one room to the next. You're going to get ambushed.
Right.
It's a lot of ambushes happening. Um, so if you're in a lobby where everybody's just camping with shotguns in a room, it's like it's a pain.
Right.
Like I did not like that map because I'm trying to like maneuver through this and I'm just dying
Right.
repeatedly because I'm just walking into people's ambushes. So
Right.
um, Payback. Do you know which one that is?
Payback.
That
Payback.
is it's like a lodge or something. I'm not quite sure why it's called Payback, but it's like a lodge,
Yes.
and I swear this is a reskinning of I don't remember in Vanguard. Um, I think it was called Eagle's Nest or something, maybe,
Mm.
or Alpine, or maybe I don't remember. But it was you were way up on a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a lodge basically, and you it wasn't that big a map, but it was like if on the one side there was like the place was up on like a cliff, and you could like if you got all the way on the one corner wall, you could uh, shoot across. There's a lot of glass, like a whole like it was just glass windows all the way across. But um, I swear this is the exact same map. If you, it's this, yeah, because it's like it felt like it, like literally, like oh man, this is outside of there was like a extra building,
Mm-hmm.
and and in the backside there's like a greenhouse
Mm-hmm.
in the back,
Right.
which wasn't on the other map I was talking about, the Vanguard map. But outside of that, like the main building itself, just it felt the same. I like this map. Um, have a bunch of good games on this map so far,
Right.
but I'm like, this is a copy of another map that was in two Call of Duties ago. So
yeah. Yeah. I like it because so on that map, like if you spawn on, like you said, if you spawn on the shed side, uh, everybody's running through the kitchen or the right side, the living room and all that. So it's like it's definitely can be a fast paced map, or it can be a slow paced map, just depending on what side you're on. Because if you're on the winner side, then more likely you're playing fast paced and you're pushing, and it's like the stairs is always congested, like that room, like that sits up. like everybody's trying to get in or out. You
Yeah.
might have that one guy that's underneath, kind of playing, playing both sides. But yeah, like I said, the greenhouse side, oh, that's chaotic. Like you better have your sights up, like
Oh yeah,
you
because there's
ready to
always gonna
shoot.
be somebody up in the window.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Right.
yeah, I mean it's a good map. I like it. I actually enjoy that one. So again, another one I won't. I definitely will play through in the rotation.
Yeah.
Um, then we have Protocol. This is kind of like I'm thinking this is from the campaign. All these maps are probably from the campaign. I haven't played the campaign, but
Yeah, me
it's like a
neither.
lighthouse or something, or like a there's like a big lighthouse
Oh yeah.
tower.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
Yeah. See, that's me.
it's not a
Tools.
bad map. What's that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say I like playing I like playing the tower side. You know,
Yeah, there's lots of windows.
yeah.
Then you have elevation that you have to contend with because even where the lighthouse sits, that's at the top of the kind of plateau that
Right.
the like most of the facility is on, but there's like a lower area along the edge of the map where it's like where there's like a hangar complex or a tunnel complex,
Right.
um, and so like there's a significant difference in elevation, and yeah, in this it's like you have to really be aware of all the sight lines because there's a lot of windows in the tower itself, but also in all the buildings. Um, so yeah, you just it's one of those maps where you're it's like if you learn all these angles on where to be where you're going to be susceptible from a shot from across the way or where you can actually set up and take people out.
Right.
It's one of those maps where definitely learn the map
Right.
for that added advantage.
Yeah. Because I usually stay. Uh, I used to stay like left side. If we spawn like with the helicopter to our right, I'm usually staying left side and I like hold like that left side down, especially hardcore. Um, but yeah, but yeah. When I do run a gun, yeah, I'm definitely run a gun in between the two buildings because like that's where everybody likes to sit up in the window and stuff like that. And then you have the people that are kind of creeping, and it's like my favorite perk right now is probably ninja, only because if you don't have a ninja, oh man, I can hear your boots a mile away. And I'm just waiting for you. It's doop, 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 doop. Yeah, yeah. I was like, I hear you
Right.
come. I hear you come, man. I like, man, I love ninja, man. Like ninja, I get to move so quietly, but yeah, but yeah, I like that. And the helicopter side isn't too bad. It's just I feel like it's too many boxes and ledges I got to jump on to see across, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just too exposed out there on that side. So I try to stay away from it. Unless my teammates need help or something, then I'll go over there and peek out.
Yeah. Um, okay, this next map is probably my favorite map. Red card. It's the soccer field,
I hate the soccer
the
field.
stadium.
I hate it with a passion.
I love this map. I don't know what it is, dude. It's, I love this map.
See,
First of all, it's so thematic. I mean, I don't think have they ever done. I know they've done one in the stadium before, but um, this is like the corner offices or corner concourse area of the soccer field.
yeah,
It's actually way smaller than you would think,
you're right.
but no, I like this map.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had some really great games on this map.
yeah,
Just because it didn't take me long to figure out just where the best places to get up behind people because there's like a path. There's an elevator, and at the top of the elevator doesn't work, but you can use the cable to get up to like a walking
right.
platform, and a lot of people like to set up there, and you can sneak up behind them by using some escalators. And but then if you get up there, you have a great sight line down the concourse from both the outside of the concourse and down the concourse itself.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoy this map.
Yeah. So like, if I spawn in the garage, I might peek at the soccer field because I know people are either going to come from like the restaurant side or they're going to come from like that middle area. Like when you come around the corner, there's a trash can like right there. Then you have like that straight view. But mostly I'm on the outside, like where the DJ booth is at, where the little like you can like kick the soccer ball in the targets at. Like I play on the outside, and I usually have pretty good games on the outside. But yeah, I run that hole, and I'm usually either on top of the DJ booth or I'll crawl, like underneath where you can go behind the stairs and all that. Like I'm out there, and I get to see like the front of the ticket booth, like you said, the windows of each office I can see. So it's like peek, peek if you want to, peek if you want to.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna guess that you're gonna like this map. Rewind. It's the strip mall.
Yes, yes, yes.
This map, man. This is just snipers galore on this map. I
Absolutely,
can't even. You can't. Don't even think about stepping outside the stores because you're
mm,
gonna get shot in
man.
the head.
Right. There's so many people like you said in front of the store. It's like I like trying to hold down the diner because like the diner is like it just seemed like a good meeting spot. And then if you can get into the diner, then you have like a little visual of the front of the stores and stuff like that. But it's like, man, the back of the store is so toxic out there and chaotic because you got the 18 wheelers, you got the trash bins that people be in, beacon, and I'm like, man, like that's just too over. But yeah, I definitely like that board. Definitely like it.
I figured you would. Yeah, watch out for the snipers. All
Right.
right, see a few more left. So we got Skyline, which I think we already talked about that. That's the
Mm-hmm.
one with the swimming pool, it's a penthouse and stuff. That's a running and gunning map right there.
Absolutely.
Everybody's just going to town on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I like that map. Um, Subsonic. Subsonic is the
Super
stealth
small.
fighter in
Yeah,
the hangar.
man.
This is kind of like their version of a small map.
I don't even go inside the
I
hangar.
really like this map.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. I like. It's funny because like on the surface, if you just look at that map, you'll think like, okay, it's just the hangar, then it's just like the horseshoe. But like, there's some people that play that crater pretty good.
Yeah,
Like so it's like now it's because in order for you to get to a good like viewpoint of that crater, it's like you almost got to expose yourself to the person that's either camping behind the truck that's flipped over, or you got the people that's kind of sitting up on like the little gravel cement mound back there, and I'm just like,
yeah. And I tell you what, I can't. I had a perk. I don't know how I ended up with this perk or what, or I don't know loadout, but it showed people. You could see people moving. They're like highlighted red, and they have like a shadow. And
mm-hmm,
I can't remember why you can see these people or whatever. But that on this map, like, man, I could
yep,
see where everybody was going, and oh, yeah, there's somebody about to come around that corner.
right,
Bam, you're dead.
right. So that one, I believe, is called Strategist, and what it is if you ever look at your perks, if you put them all the same color, then it gives you a specialty, which is in that one is Recon. So once you put all the blues, whatever like that, then you get the Recon. So every time you die and come back, you go see where they're moving at, and I'm like, I love that perk. Like I live by it. Like the only
that,
time I change it if it's like a daily saying, like you got to put on flap jacket or
yeah,
whatever like that. But other than that,
that perk is so unfair, too. Like, because you can see where people are going.
hey,
Like,
right. See, and then and another thing about it is like that's what I don't get is like you have things in the game that help you really not get spawn trapped. So you figure if everybody on the team puts on this recon perk, then you shouldn't be running out to spawn and getting slapped in the face. Like you should know, okay, there's a guy right there, there's a guy right there. I can see everybody. Doesn't matter what you have, like ghost, ninja, whatever. It doesn't cold blooded. It doesn't immune anybody. Like you could, like you said, as soon as you come back, I see all 6 people, and I'm telling my teammates, hey, there's 4 over there. Like like hey, and this aggravates me. So, like you said, when you come back, I can see everybody, right? So tell me why I see there's so we'll take Skyline. There's 4 people in the kitchen. There's one guy upstairs, one guy laying next to the piano on his stomach, right? And I look
Yeah,
up at my teammates. I got 5 teammates that's looking at the one guy at the piano, and there's nobody looking at the 4 that's coming on the left side. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, it's really take 5 of y'all to get one guy. Like, why don't y'all spread out? Like, spread out, you know? And I'm just like, that
yeah,
irks me so bad. And it reminds me of at work where, you might pass a gate. They got 2 belt loaders up. You got one guy in the back with 4 carts. You got one guy in the back and me in the front with 2 carts. And there's 4 people working the 2 carts and one guy in the back. And I'm like, really? This is what we doing? This is what
yeah.
we doing? Like, okay. Terrible, man. Absolutely terrible.
All right, just a couple maps left. Um, Vorkuta, I think this is the one set in Russia. It's a snow map. It's like a abandoned factory. Um,
Yeah, I think it has like a wheel or something like that, or like a gear.
yeah,
Or
giant cogwheel. Like
yeah.
this thing's massive.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, this is kind of like a both sides are kind of it's you kind of have like it's open.
Right.
Like the middle area of the map is pretty open. There's some sniping areas and stuff, so you kind of have to be careful in your movement. So it's the couple games that I've played on the snap, like both teams, the maneuver is not as great.
Right.
There's more of a kind of you're just kind of shooting at each other at a distance a lot of times in this map.
But yeah,
Um,
like with uh like that map there. Yeah, I like playing the wheel side, and then I like playing like the right side, like where they are at, kind of like at a disadvantage where they got to come up the hill. Uh, and I don't know. One thing I like about myself is like I feel like I'm very good at reading the spawns, so it's like I'm very patient. So it's like
yeah,
like one guy, like and people do this all the time because I feel like the average player does it. It's like when people are playing peekaboo, it's like you shoot, I shoot, you shoot, I shoot, whatever like that. But it's like me, I shoot 2 shots and I hold my scope because I know you're gonna peek back out. Like I know you're curious. You're like, is he still there? And once you pick your head back out, I'm taking it off. And it's like I might hold my scope like for like 2 minutes straight, because I know that I need that kill for my UAV. So I'll hold it. Like I like some people
right.
I watch play and they'll be doing all this glance and I'm like, the guy's down there. Why? Like just be patient. He's gonna pop up. When he does pop up, you take him out. Because I'm like, especially like when it's late in the game, and like you need that UAV. I'm like I gotta go get it. I gotta go get that kill. Because sometimes my teammates get me shot in the back.
All right, the last map, and I can say that I have not had this map pop up for me yet. It's called Vault. It's like Saddam Hussein's palace map or something.
Man, love that map. Love it. Love that map. Yeah, like you said, it's they have like they have like one like the right side is 2 balconies that face each other, and well, depending on where you spawn, but it has a lane where the balconies face each other. There's like a whole bunch of cars out there, and like everybody snipes down there. You got the middle where it's kind of like open, run a gun, and then the left side is where your short, like mid-range battles take place at by the pool. But the pool's empty, and you can run underneath and then pop up on the other side, like through the vault or whatever like that. But but yeah, I like that map. Uh, yeah, Vault is a very good map. I like it.
Yeah, amazingly, I have not even played on it yet. Don't
Oh
know
man, you got to
why.
come to hardcore, man. You'll get it.
Maybe that's what it is. um, all right, so that was us running through all the maps. Some good ones there, some not so good ones, but pretty par for the course. Um, and it's really about learning those maps.
Right.
That'll help you out to get better at them and have
Yeah.
better results and avoid the frustration. Like literally, I know that like that one map, um, I had like one of the worst games ever, Lowtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just every time that map comes up, I don't really want to play it, but I know that I'm not going to get better at the map unless I go play it. So
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. Like it's like and like this is what I was so to fall back on like my work day. Like one of the one of the people that they had me paired up with, guy's been signed off for 2 weeks. I come around the corner, because like I said, they just moved me to a position. Two belt loaders are up, one bag of cart. Hey man, where we gonna put these bags at? He's like, I don't know. How long you been out here? Well, I've been out here for an hour. Now I'm really shaking my head. Okay. Who's the lead? He's like, me. Okay. Okay. So what do the notes in the scanner say? He's like, well, 40 in the front, 40 in the back. I said, well, the average cart holds about, 35 to 40 bags, depending on, how big they are or whatever. So I said, well, let's put it in the front. Okay. So I get in the bin. He has a scanner in his hand. So he's just standing there. I said, man, what's going on? He said, I don't know what to do. Huh. Well, scan the bags to me. That's what you're going to do because I'm in the bin. Scan the bags to me. So,
well,
yeah. So then he's trying to scan his bag. He's like, I don't know what's going on. It's not scanning. So let me see it. And then, you look at the scanner and it shows you the bins. Well, you have to select which bin you want to scan in. And we're in Charlie. You know, like so to say that segues into there's people. So I carry the launcher because you know why? Because first week people are going to stink, which means they're going to be giving up a whole bunch of UAVs. And what I do, I take down the UAVs. But when I'm taking down these UAVs, I'm like, hey guys, I'm the only one that's taking down the UAVs. The least you can do is watch my back. That's the least you can do. Don't let me get shot when I'm taking on this UAV that you caused. Because I'm looking at the scorecard and you're out there 0 for 5. You're out there 1 for 7. You caused this UAV, so have my back. You
right.
know, but it's just a lot of people that are, like some are adults, some are kind of like, kids, and it's like they don't understand. It's like Call of Duty, the maps have changed, yes. The guns are different, yes. But the play styles are still the same. Like you said, you got your campers, you got your people running around with shotguns hitting you from 40 feet away, and they're just good. They're just, God level, whatever, get good kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just on that level. And then you have your snipers. So I'm like, and, that brings us back to, like my son getting on the sticks, and he's just good at the game. He's a natural gamer. He's a natural first person shooter, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't get the disconnect of like if you think Black Ops is going to be a different Call of Duty game, it's not. It's going to be the same game that we've been getting since I've been playing in '09. It's just different maps, but the play styles are the same. Like it's just certain. It's a certain way that you have to play the game. Like
Yeah.
that's just what they give you. Now,
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like you know, learn the map, learn the movement, like how to be tactical. um, learn your weapon. Don't jump from weapon to weapon to weapon to weapon to weapon.
right,
Right. Especially if you're not good. If you're not a good player, dude, just play. Just stick with one weapon.
right, right, right. You know, it's funny you spoke on that because you and I before we went live, we were talking about the XM4 and how trash it is, and it's like yeah, so you can get off the XM4 and get to the AK. The AK is a solid gun, but like JQ and I, we were talking, and it's like people. like they'll take the XM4 and they'll just be like, "Oh man, this gun is trash." And it is a trash gun. Don't get me wrong, it is a trash gun.
Mhm.
But once you start putting the attachments on there,
Yeah.
it's like you got to read those things like your mobility, your fire rate, because sometimes you do come around the corner and you feel like you do have a jump on a person, but their sprint to fire is better than yours. Their like aim to fire is a little faster than yours, and it comes down to attachments and stuff like that. So like you said, like learn your gun. Like like if you have to play with XM4 because you're not at a higher enough level yet to get the AK, learn that gun. You know,
Learn the phone like XM4. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the gun, but you gotta play at least till you get some attachments. Um, and uh, change the loadout on it to how that matches how you play. Right? It's like if you're doing a lot of sprinting around corners, then you need to have an attachment that gives you sprint to fire,
right,
right? Improves sprint to fire, right? Because if you see an enemy on the other side, that's going to help you in that short reaction window that you're going to have.
right.
But it's like don't be uh, setting your weapon up with like heavy stock and and, all that, and then you're going to go. I'm going to run and gun. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
if
right.
you're setting your weapon up for like stability and improved accuracy at range, okay, I shouldn't see you leading the charge out of the spawn
Right.
to the other side of the map.
Right, right. You right. We playing on like that super small map of Babylon, and you got a 10 times scope on your weapon, and everybody's this close to you, you can't even see nobody now. You like man, like like why can't you hit them? I got this 10 times scope. Yeah, you need to take that off there. Like you said, you need to put the attachments on that's helping your play style. Like hey, and there's a perk that actually gives you 3 more attachments. So if you need more attachments, put that perk on and get 3 more attachments. Like, like yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's funny. I don't know. I mean, I like I was telling you earlier, it's like I have a progression through these type of games, right? You were asking me about playing hardcore. Well, I'm not playing hardcore right now, but
right,
I progressed to that later on. You
right,
know, I I just have I have a system that I have worked through over the multitude of COD games. That I like to work through. I start with the same type of weapon, same type of attachments,
right,
and I work through that until I top up that level out that gun all the way.
right,
And then I'll move on to the next gun, right?
right,
And by that time, I've learned the maps. I've I've learned corners and all that stuff. It's like okay, so the next weapon is easier because I am more familiar with the maps and whatever. So it's like, and I have that progression, and
right,
then at some point, oh yeah, I'll go to hardcore. But to me, it's like I I like hardcore, but I don't like the aspect of hardcore where you're gonna get one shotted by a pistol from a mile away. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Like yeah, so that part of hardcore I don't like, but I like hardcore um, when I get to the point where I'm working through my challenges and
Right,
there are a lot of hardcore challenges, then I'll play hardcore. So
yeah, yeah. See,
um,
and I'm total opposite. Like, I don't like core because I don't like the fact that I gotta put 30 bullets in somebody to reload, put another 30, and like like. But it's funny because yeah, there's some people in hardcore that's running with the pistol and they might get best play. You look, they just took out a whole team with a pistol. Pah, pah, pah. You like
right.
ain't no way, man. I got a full 30 clip over here. You take me out with one shot with a pistol like it's golden gun from Goldeneye. Back on the 64.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean another aspect of it. It's like I don't feel like in hardcore. You may disagree, but I don't feel like you have to learn to be it. You don't have to be as accurate in hardcore.
Right.
where in traditional you have to be more accurate. Example would be using the XM4. The XM4, you know, it doesn't pack a lot of early on. It doesn't pack a good punch, right? So you need to hit your target high.
Right.
It needs to be up here, you know, and ideally, if you want to drop them quickly, you just have to hit them in the head. So,
Right.
um,
Right.
so you have, I mean, you have to learn to aim high and aim for the head if you're using that particular weapon early on. Um, so it's like where in hardcore, I just got to hit you anywhere. So, but you have to have better trigger discipline because otherwise you're going to be out there just shooting all your teammates.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See now, we were on red card, and man, like we're just in the moment. Like we're going hard in the moment. It's myself, JQ, her brother, and it's like um we're coming up the escalator and we're going into like the little box office or like that. And this guy coming around, and I'm in the middle of you know jumping over this wall, but I'm not firing. I'm not anticipating firing while I'm jumping. So Dirty, he's right behind me. He shoots me, kills the guy, and we laughed, and all I said was, "We'll talk about it later." You know what I'm saying? Because it's like because I understand why he did it. Because like you said, now if you don't shoot, now this enemy gets a free 2 kills because your teammate's scared to shoot you in the back. Hey, get the kill. I don't care if you got to take me out with it. Like just get the kill. We'll talk about it later. Like right now we try to get this win. But yeah, it's you know it's it's fun. It's fun. I mean I'm having a good time with it. Right now. So I think the only other mode I've played besides team deathmatch is uh, kill confirm. And I think lady she's been playing that 24/7 Nuketown. I haven't played that yet, but
Yeah, I haven't played 24/7 Nuketown. I didn't even see where there was an option yet. Maybe that's just something that's popped up in the last couple of days. Um, I have my playlist. I have the filter set to team deathmatch and kill confirmed
okay.
only. Those two styles of game.
Hmm.
Um, just just like I said, that's how I work through a Call of Duty game. I start with team deathmatch, add kill confirmed. Then when I start, at some point I'll add in the what do you call it? Where you're fighting over a point, or
Oh,
whatever.
like hard
Uh,
point.
uh, you have domination
Hmm.
games and then hard point. I'll add those in, um, but haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just yeah. I go to my filter and I turn everything off but team deathmatch hardcore. That's the only thing I got selected, and I like it. I like it. I like it. So
Now,
yeah.
what I like is on a small map, um, like 24/7 Nuketown or whatever. Uh, Nuketown or containers. What's the container? Shipment.
Shipment. Yep.
Shipment. I love to play the point. Like I'll have that sucker set to um, um, what's he called? Uh, well, I'm going blank. We're just fighting over one point.
The hard point.
Hard point. On hard point, man, I love playing hard point. Like I would just sit, I would camp on that sucker the entire game. I don't care how many times I die.
Right.
Like I'm just put me on the hard point
Right.
and see how long I can. Because I love to see at the end of the game everybody have like 8 seconds on the point, 16 seconds on the point,
Right.
and then it'd be Whiskey Jack 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the point.
Right. Right. See,
So
and that's where you and I like are very similar. It's like no matter what game mode I'm playing the objective. Like if I'm playing capture the flag, that's what I'm playing. I'm playing hard point, that's what I'm playing. Domination, all that good stuff. So it's like
yeah.
you have some people that
Oh yeah,
just
like kill confirmed.
yeah,
I'm going
confirm
after the
right,
dog tags.
right. I'm confirming it now. I'm sliding. I'm a Superman jumping for flags, like me for tags. Like I'm in there. I'm trying, like you said. I might only have like you know, 20 kills, but you see I got, 20 confirms, 15 denies. I was out there. I was out there in the trenches.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those modes. All right. Cool. Well, we're at 1 hour, 6 minutes.
All right.
Pretty good. Pretty good episode on Call of Duty. We'll hopefully have some more coming up. I know we
Absolutely.
want to get to talking about some zombies
Yes.
at some point.
Yes.
Um, how are you working? How's that going for you so far?
Um. So I played it. The second time I played it, I was like, all right, well, I'm an exfil. We're at round 17. Everybody's going down. People stinking out here. So I hit the exfil. Once guy was like, man, I'm not ready to exfil. So look here, man, you're dead right now. All right. So I'm an exfil. All right. So I thought I did a good job clearing out the zombies. Then got eliminated. Inside the helicopter. So I was like, okay. So but they said you have to clear out that whole round. You got to clear out all the zombies. So even if
Yeah,
you're
you have to
down,
clear the landing zone, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the theme of it.
right. You got to clear it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's different.
Yeah. So you're playing squads, right?
Yes.
Typically. I have not played any squads yet. I've played everything solo. Um, the best I've gotten up to, and if I was just shooting for the best round,
Hmm.
it might be a little bit better. But I'm trying to like explore and see all the like what the things are on the map and stuff. So it's like trying to learn the game because like I haven't really taken zombies like very seriously over the years.
Right.
So um, I'm trying to change that this time around. So I'm doing Liberty Falls. I'm doing solo because I want to learn how everything works before I jump into a squad. Um, and I've gotten up to around 19 by myself. Uh, but I feel like I could probably push that a little bit higher if I really tried. But I'm starting. It's starting to click. I haven't watched a lot of videos and stuff on how things work. I'm just kind of like learning it as I'm playing it.
Right.
Um, so I'm actually having a lot of fun going through that process of learning of how things work and stuff. So
I got
yeah. Anyway, all right. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight on our episode of Good Game Radio. And if you're looking to join a Discord, jump into our Discord. You can find the link on our should be in our show notes. Uh, yeah, so jump in there and uh, check out our Discord. You can leave comments too. I think there's a link also in the show notes that allow you to leave a comment. But thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
you. Later.